Hi guys, Katie Bookcorn here, and I'm coming to you with my August wrap-up. I can't believe it's the end of August already, and September is starting. So how I'm doing my wrap-up is I'm going to start with the last book I read and go to the very first book I read for the month. So the book I finished on the last day of August was actually Flamecaster by Cinda Williams-Chima. I heard so much about this from Megan over at Pursuit Project, and I've also heard about it from Brittany Bibliophile here on BookTube, and I thought I'd pick this up. I am happy I picked this book up because I absolutely enjoyed it. I loved it, and so I'm excited to continue on with this series since I read it. So that's the last book I read in August. I then read The Devil's Thief by Lisa Maxwell. So this is the second book in the Last Magician's trilogy. And I have to say, I absolutely enjoyed this book. I didn't love it as much as I loved The Last Magicians, but I still enjoyed it thoroughly. And so I'm excited to see what happens in the third and final book. I then read Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. So this, they created a TV show on Amazon Prime based off it, and I absolutely enjoyed the TV show. And I enjoyed the book. I didn't fully love the book just because it reminded me so much of the TV show. But I did read it. I enjoyed it. I might read more Neil Gaiman books. So after Good Omens, I happen to say this is my favorite book of the month. Hands down, maybe my favorite book so far of the year. And that happens to be Wicked Fox by Kat Chow. So this is a really cool story that takes place in present-day Korea, with the fox bear, which is part of Korean mythology. And it reads like a K-drama, and I've been into K-dramas lately and everything Korean. So reading Wicked Fox made my heart feel so full that I did not want to put this book down. I did not want to. I wanted to just read it in one sitting, which I could probably do. I might do a reread later on, but I'm so excited for the second book to come out just because I want to be back in this world already. My audiobook of the month, I chose later in the month just because it's like, oh, I want to read an audiobook, and so I did. And the audiobook I chose is Children of Blood and Bone by Tony Adeyemi. I later then bought the book to follow along with the audiobook, and I loved it. I think I was so happy to pick up this book and read it because so many people have read it and they loved it. And I was hesitant at first to pick it up, but I am so happy I chose to pick this book up because I enjoyed it. The audiobook was pretty cool, so I'm excited for the second book to come out in December. Yay! I then read the Books with Friends book club pick of the month, which is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. So this book, I was okay with. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I was confused a lot of the time while reading this book. I still enjoyed it. It was something new that I haven't read before, but I do now. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. So I read My Plain Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows, which is basically a retelling in a different way of Jane Eyre. And I enjoyed it. It's pretty fun to read. I've been enjoying the series that they've done because they did one for My Lady Jane, and so I'm excited to see what happens when the third book comes out. I think there's going to be a third book, but I've enjoyed it. The reason I read this book second is because of the book I read for the beginning of the month, which I did during Dewey's 24-hour readathon, which was my classic for the month. And my classic just so happens to be Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I absolutely enjoy and love Jane Eyre. It's one of my favorite classics. I'm pretty sure I say that about most classics because I've always enjoyed reading classics. So I've always enjoyed it. I think Wuthering Heights and Jane Eyre are my top two favorite from the Bronte sisters. But I enjoyed it thoroughly. So, and that is my August wrap up. I enjoyed all the books I read in August. And so I'm excited to see what books I read in September. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!